Hello, welcome. Here we are again on another of our Viva connection sessions. These are tasters, introductions to our speakers for Viva 2019. And yeah, we wanted to offer you something of value. So we've been asking our speakers some interesting and common questions in the Three Principles community. So I'm going to hand over to Sue, who's going to introduce our speaker for today.
Okay, well, welcome Sheela Masand, who is our speaker for today. And I've been looking forward to this particular listening exercise because it's not a conversation. I shall be listening and you'll be talking. So Sheela, you're a holistic business coach, and I know that you love to help big-hearted entrepreneurs, change makers, transformational coaches, anyone who wants to help others and is in a leadership kind of role in their own business or wherever. And we talked a lot ourselves about certain things that bug us or that we realise is a feature of the way we operate. And so I've got a great question for you, which is, are you scared you'll get it wrong when you share the principles? So I'm handing the mic back right now.
Thank you, my lovely business partner. And may I say, what a pleasure it is to be with you at Viva 2019. Sorry, I couldn't resist saying that. Yeah, I mean, we've had a bit of a chat about this topic, because sort of created the question around this tendency that I have, and I've heard it so many times with clients and friends and colleagues, of trying to get it right. And how important it is to get it right, and what happens for us when we're trying so hard to get it right. So I think the question was about sharing the three principles, but it could refer to absolutely anything in life. I think what I've noticed for myself is this tendency to get it right has got many disguises, many disguises, and it generally shows up as a lot of fear. So it can be the fear of not being liked, the fear of the fear of being criticised for not getting it right, the fear of dressing the wrong way, not getting that right, the fear of saying the wrong thing in the wrong place, the fear of the 3P police coming to get me because I'm sharing something I shouldn't be sharing and I've got it wrong. It's got so many different ways of manifesting in the world of form that paralyzed me. I can only really talk about it from my perspective right now because that's all I've got. I can talk about what I've heard from other people, but for me personally, it can be very paralyzing. And I've seen it. Even thinking about recording this, it was like, oh, I must get this right. Really? Is there a possibility of getting it wrong? Maybe, I don't know. But what I'm noticing more and more for myself in this domain of trying to get things right, and the fear of getting things wrong, which is the polar opposite, which is where what it looks like a lot to me, is that when I'm in that state, if you like, of fear, when I'm in that state of being scared to take a step in case I get it wrong, all it's telling me is I'm listening to some thinking that's not true in the moment, and I'm overthinking things really, and to look in a different direction and to look to the direction of where everything's coming from. That's really difficult when I don't know that. And a lot of the time I don't know that because I'm in it and I'm in paralysis and I'm believing everything I think, just like we all do. But generally speaking, there's a chink of light comes in, or there's an aha, and it's like, oh gosh, I'm believing that stuff again. I'm really believing this. There is a way to get something right, or there is a way to get something wrong, and that there's going to be some real, I don't know, true life consequences that are really meaningful. And then it kind of snaps me out, and I don't know if you want to call it levels of understanding or levels of consciousness. Again, I've heard many people, there are no such thing as levels of consciousness. So, I've got to be careful about getting it right here. So we call it, but I like to think of it as level of, different level of understanding now. Something shifts and I see things in a different way. And I remember that it's coming, it's about looking to the formless. And some people talk about that being in the unknown. You can talk about it being in the unknown or looking to the formless, from where everything is created. And I recognize that this, I must get it right or I mustn't get it wrong, whichever way I look at it, is a creative process that's happening, and I'm believing a thought to be true. And really it's taking me away from my well-being. It's taking me away from the true nature of all of us. It's taking me away from the peace of mind, my true nature, which is peace, love, clarity, wisdom, creativity, all those beautiful words that for me that describe a feeling of where it's all coming from. When I remember and fall back and look in the direction of the three principles, which for me now feel like the only thing that I can really truly rely on to be true, is that everything comes from nothing. There's a formless energy behind life that is creating everything, including my fear of getting it wrong. Or the fear of getting it wrong. It's not even my fear. Straight away I'm putting it like, it's as if mine, and it's not really, but that's what happens in this world of form. It looks so real, it looks like it's mine. And then I turn back, if you like, metaphorically, and look to the formless again and look for something new to appear, something more helpful. And it always does. Because just resting in that space of creativity, the feeling, I can only say the feeling, there's always something new that comes through. And it's 9 times out of 10 something much more helpful than seeing that I might get it wrong or I must get it right. So I'm not going to put my hand up and promise that and swear that this is always the case, but it seems to be happening more and more, which is beautiful. Seems to be that I'm not so caught in procrastination. That's another way that I think it shows up for me. It's the paralysis or the procrastination. I'll wait till I know more, and I'll wait till I understand more. Then I can share more. When I have a better understanding of the three principles, when I have a better understanding, then I'll be better at this, and I can share the three principles. It just reminds me of when we had our chat with our recording session with Dr. Bill Pettit. I think it was before we started recording, and I think he's been around for 30 years, is it? Something like that. And he said, I don't know anything. I hardly know anything. And I think Sid Banks said that as well, I don't know much. And I think that's going to be the same for all of us. So this illusion of, when I understand the three principles, when I have a better understanding of the three principles, then I can share. It's like, well, how do we know when we've got a better understanding? How do we know? And the most important thing I know that Sid always said is only share what we know to be true in the moment for us. That's all we can do. That's all we can do, because as soon as we're in the form, as soon as we've got words, we're already too late. It's like it's in the form, so we can't be speaking formless. We can only be speaking form and pointing to the formless. So all of us can do justice to that in our own different ways, and different people are going to resonate with different metaphors and different stories and different words and different feelings and pictures and who knows what. There's an individuality to each of us for a reason, I guess. That's just a guess, but I imagine that's the case. And isn't that beautiful, and isn't that wonderful that we can all share in our own unique way and point back to the truth in our own unique way? I think that for some reason we've been given this opportunity and this creative process to be able to do that, and even when we think we've got it wrong, or I think I got it wrong and I must get it right, that's part of the beautiful process as well of creativity. It's creative process, and I get lost, and it's okay. It's all part of being human. It's all part of the human experience. And the more that I remember that, the easier life is becoming. So I hope that the tendency of getting it right is going to not be as prevalent and as strong as it has been in my life particularly. But who knows? But as I say, the more that I see I don't have to take it seriously, the easier it's becoming to just ignore it. So that's my take on it, Sue.
Well, I think that's super. We've got to throw this out, haven't we? We've just got to see through it. And I think working with me is helping you a lot. Because I seem to be able to bounce back from numerous, in the old world, right and wrong. And just, you forgive me, and we move on. And in a way,
yeah,
I think that's what you're.
Yeah, and I think it works the other way around for me too. That's why I laugh so loud, because it's like, you get stuff in my world, you get it wrong. It's like, oh, what's she doing? And then I see, and it's like, well, like when I do, is there a right way? Is there a wrong way? There isn't. We're doing the best that we can in any given moment. And that's the way.
I promise I am doing the best I can.
We're all doing that.
Well, thanks so much. I think it's a great question to ponder, and it's a very commonly asked question. So thanks for putting that on film.
Thank you, Sue.
And we'll speak again very soon. Thanks for everyone who's taken the time to listen and watch, and we'll be back with more Viva connections or surprises when we cook some up. Okay, bye.
Bye for now.